All right. So, welcome everybody to session, what's it, 30, and it's like 41 slash, oh, and just respond to me. Hold on. Okay. So, that's a no from Aaron. Anyways, so, yeah, it is 40 slash session 41 slash 23. How is everyone doing tonight?
Good. I'm good.
Good, yeah.
That is good. Also, if I have feedback, from my own mic, it's because I don't have face mod on this laptop for noise suppression. Anyways, so where did we leave off last session for the people that weren't here?
I believe it was with the death of Vukarik.
Yeah. The second half of the combat continued as you all made your way up to Vukarik's castle for the second time and broke in and uh yeah, you guys took care of Vukarik, and subsequently the rest of the volcano is slowly withers away, and uh the city is yours. As the Aesir also come eventually come flooding in. Let me give a visual uh for purposes of just seeing the overall wide scale look of how things went. Uh, as you could see, I hope nothing. Yep. As you can see, the Aesir fleet is kind of just they're going to eventually start making their way actually inland. But for now, we're kind of just off the coast. Uh, at the moment, it doesn't look like there was any sort of major casualties, but for the time being, it looks like a very swift victory against Vukovic and his demons. So, with that, uh, is there anything immediate that happens after the death of Vukovic before all of this? Uh, is there anything anyone wants to do almost immediately after the combat, before all of the
Uh,
Aesir eventually come flooding in?
if I haven't already, because I just, for a couple of rounds, thought everyone was murdering my little brother, Hecate is no longer a T Rex.
Yeah.
Polymorph is gone.
Alright. So you so Hecate, you just immediately shrink back down, uh, vomit up a couple chains, uh, in as you do, but you are returned, and I believe you, um, and yeah, I think the last thing that happened last session was you just pelting Vukarik's corpse with a lot of firebolts.
Yeah, I think so. And just screaming.
Mhm. Okay. Uh, the Heimdall uh, kind of takes a moment, just watching you with there's a bit of a wide-eyed expression, like Jesus Christ. Okay. Uh, Heimdall,
Yeah, Myra's working through something right now.
he eventually does kind of just leave you to do that, and makes his way through the throne room and out the door. Is there anything else anyone is doing? All right. So with that, that concludes the combat. Um, I believe I mentioned this last session that you all level up. This would be level 10 for group 2, level 9 for group 5. Yeah. And we go into a long rest as the combat eventually wraps up along the side of the volcano, and the Aesir court specifically eventually come flooding into the castle, uh, beginning to secure it as almost like the beginning to just secure it as part of the ace, uh, as a victory for the Aesir. You can see that pretty much all of the court members, aside from the Vanir, of the Aesir court, have made their ways in, beginning to populate the castle with with just themselves and their giant dragon mounts. They have and yeah, so why am I struggling? On top. Uh, so is there anything anyone would like to do during this long rest? Just in general, as the AC are coming in and you all are recuperating from the last combat.
Nothing for me. I'm trying to see what's going on right now. We missed the last session, so I'm just trying to vibe.
I basically just the recap was just like the second half of the
The
combat
battle, right?
with
Yeah. Okay.
with Vukarik, fighting Vukarik and fighting off some chain demons.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I
Oh, yeah.
suppose some repairs to the ship, if I can do that and get my long rest.
Yeah, there are. You can see on the front hull there are still a couple uh indents and breakages in the frontal hull of the ship, that from where the harpoons had shot into the spring wind. But you can definitely start like trying to fix that up. Do you have like just like a mending spell, or are you just doing this by hand?
I got mending, I got crafting stuff. I think my background also has something for ships.
Mm, Kind of think about if there would be like a skill check for you to roll for that.
I took my shipwright stuff out of my sheet.
I will say, yeah. Do you actually have carpenter's tools?
I can make carpenter's tools with
Okay. So I will say, you can make a check with your carpenter's tools and do so with advantage because you're mending.
okay. What's the skill associated with carpenters?
It would be probably intelligence.
Okay.
Okay, 25. Yeah, you're able to pretty easily take care of the small holes in the spring wind. You've had to deal with quite a lot more that the Springman has had to tank before, including life fire. But some dents from the harpoons is nothing you need to hugely worry about. And that takes pretty much like no time at all. Okay.
Sorry, Iris, I just wanted to double check. You said that group 5 was level 10 now? Or we're level 9?
Group 2 is level 10, group 5 is
Level
level
9,
9,
I
I
think.
believe.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I got briefly confused.
No worries. I'm gonna try to figure out how to coherently even that out. So that you both kind of just go into the same level. But yeah. So, uh, trying to think about anything else. Okay, so, um, probably, probably say about the ACR port were kind of flooding in. Um, Mimir will probably approach either Vic and Hecate, probably both of them at the same time. As he approaches the two of you and says, "Ah, Vic, Hecate, congratulations on this victory." Ooh.
Thanks. Nod my hat to him.
I
So,
trust this was
what else you
hmm?
want us to do?
There is nothing much more to do except for await the assault on Glass. The AC are going to eventually flood into this city to take it as an outpost. Um, as we have with the other cities. But I believe in a day's time we will be preparing to make our assault onto towards Glass. You all have scouted out Glass, correct?
All right. I
Believe so.
believe so. I
He
don't
was the
remember.
really weird
Did
one
we? I don't remember.
with the like How to Train Your Dragon volcano
I think so.
demons on the walls
Yes, it
type.
was the one with the mouth, the literal mouth of the volcano.
Yep. Yeah.
She says, then I'm sure your knowledge will be of quite use to the rest of the
Oh, that was
to
weird.
the
Sorry about
ACR.
that.
Sorry?
My internet died for a second.
What did you let's just here. Hello? Okay, so he turns his direction over to Hecate. Um, what can you tell us about this third class individual?
Sorry, what did I miss? My internet's freaking out.
He is still asking about turbans.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't remember Turquoise that much. Oh,
Oh,
because
yeah, probably just like we can just skip over like the the vague description you were given from the people that actually went into Turglass, describing the volcano, describing the city completely desolate and destroyed. The only actual semblance of life was within the volcano. Turglass seems to be just a giant creature that is the volcano, perhaps,
Mm.
because his mouth, because there is a very alive mouth in the volcano. But there
Oh,
was
that's
also
right.
a
Yeah.
weird, tall, lengthy figure in the center of the volcano that kind of just observes as everything in the actual volcano is trying to eat the other
Oh,
things.
yeah. That's right. It's right. I totally
Constant,
forgot.
a constant ravaging of hunger and gluttony within Turret Glass. As he looks on in a grotesque horror, uh, as you describe this creature, this next objective to him, and he says, "My, um, okay." And
So yeah, that's a thing.
yes, okay. Just blankly staring off and trying to think about what to say, like, um,
So how do we get
truth
rid of
be,
it? Do we just
truth be
drop
told,
bombs
that
in there,
sounds
or
like if Torgas is the volcano, that proves much more of a threat than this one is, or the last one is.
yeah?
But I guess that comes with the challenges as they get stronger and stronger. The closer we get to the chain of oblivion, the closer we get to our own goals.
So I guess we just ignore it for now.
We have no chance we're gonna have to worry about that. As I
So
believe
that's our next.
Turglass is the last. Turglass should be the last volcano we need to take before we can
Mhm.
venture into the east.
All right. Well, I guess we just have to do an observation post and just see
Yes,
what we can learn from it more.
once we depart from Turglass, we are going to break the chains that bind Vukovic Castle through the volcano, and perhaps it'll just fly up into the air and disappear from sight.
Mhm.
But this is most certainly a very temporary encampment for the men.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I guess we just have to set it up and see what we can learn from it.
Indeed. I'm trying to think that if he has anything else. Um, Hecate, did we discuss if you wanted to talk about the weird stuff Melfesh was talking about to
I I think we did, yeah, a little bit. I
I
think.
know at the moment you don't think you've actually disclosed any of that information to
Mhm.
Mimir, but if you want to, you can.
Oh, yeah. I guess Hecate like tries to get Mimir and then like looks at Vic and just shoos him away a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Uh,
Bye.
um, Shall we go to a bit more private? We're currently in the middle of a throne room.
Just walk away, I
uh
guess.
we can get somewhere a little bit more private. It doesn't have to be a private room, but at least a little corner away from everyone and just to talk a little bit. A few questions.
Hmm. Very well.
Alright.
He kind of just
And
like gives gestures a hand in the direction towards a distant corridor to discuss as the two of you kind of just disappear.
mm, we're like
Okay. you two just disappear for your conversation. Um, what's Drew doing right now during this downtime? Jake? All right. What do we think Myra is doing during this downtime?
Once Myra calms down enough, um, she's going to find whoever she can who either sells scrolls or at least has a like stockpile of them.
Okay.
To essentially like try to talk her way into a trade where she doesn't have to like necessarily buy the spell scrolls, but will just like pay a flat fee to just be able to look at them so that she can work on transcribing.
Yeah. That I believe. Yeah. Go ahead and make a persuasion check,
Let's see how
just
this goes.
for
I'm gonna
like
cast.
the kind of
Yeah, I'm
either
gonna
persuasion
cast
check, just to
guidance on
like
myself
sorry.
for this. Cause I'm gonna cast guidance on myself for this because persuasion's not my strong suit.
Um, persuasion check. I yeah you can. So like a 14, you'd be able to find someone who would be willing uh to charge you half the price just to uh, just to try to transcribe the schools.
Cool.
And that's probably you'd probably find yourself taking the broom and going um all the way down to the Aesir fleet as you do. Um Vic, what's Vic doing after Hecate kind of just leaves and shoos you away?
I'll be like, all right, well, right now I am trying to see if I can upgrade my spells. I have Malfesh horns because I harvested the horn, but I don't know what to
You
do with
did. I
it.
do.
So
So I did realize that you missed a session in which we had downtime and a shopping
yeah,
session.
yeah. So
Um,
I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to level up my gear, I guess. That's what I'm doing right now.
mhm.
Um, yeah. Um,
Um,
I'm looking at 5E. Can I contact my patron now? The Raven Queen now?
you want to contact the Raven Queen right now?
No, I'm just saying, can I? Because I'm level
Can
9
you?
now.
Huh?
Is that an I don't know if that's an option or not, because see it in the
How
5E
do you
thing.
think you would try to contact that?
Um, can I just be so silly? Like, can I talk to my brother? I'm like, hey, can I talk to the queen now? Or something like that? Or like maybe yeah, maybe I
The
just give a
Raven kind of
nod to
just like
my
cocks its head.
hmm. Wait, is that I
It
guess
tilts its
not
head
a
to the
thing?
side, like almost like in a confused manner.
Oh, well, what do you think? I guess I don't. I need to name this bird. I don't. I think I had a name of this bird, but I don't remember. And it's like, so what do you think we should do with Malfesh's horn? And I just bring it out. Wait, can I talk to birds? To my raven? I don't even.
um,
I mean, much easier
I
than this.
don't know. 'Cause I'm sure the Sentinel Raven has a telepathic communication, which allows you to
Yeah.
give commands. Well, that I don't even this.
Oh, I have
Um,
beast speech. Never mind, we're good.
uh,
I have this. I have this.
oh, you can go speak with animals at will. Oh, wow, okay. Um,
Yeah. So It's like,
Okay.
so, do you know a good thing to use with this horn I have? I just bring it out to him.
Trying
If
to
you don't
think
know,
about. I'm trying to think
talk
about it
to
because I have
yeah,
I have
yeah,
a voice
yeah.
for Hugan and Mugen, and I think it would be funny to just have that be his voice, the Raven's
I don't
voice.
I don't mind anything. Anything sounds good.
Um. 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 I don't know. Really, it's like some kind of focus.
Oh yes. Nice.
So you know,
Oh
like
shit.
arcade focus, maybe.
Arcane focus.
Whatever
That would
it
be good.
is. Maybe.
I don't what is arcane focus? I am
You
stupid.
know, like doing like an honor board or
Oh, I
something.
see. Fuck. Do we want that though? I just scratch my head with the horn.
It's a
Hmm.
fucking massive, like 6 foot tall cargo
Oh yes,
horns.
that's right.
It's like the horns are grand.
That's right.
Your scalp just starts bleeding where you scratched
Heart
at it.
something.
You can see yourself.
Hmm. Let's see. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. And like, all right, now we gotta find the smith, and I just walk away. I guess. It's like,
If you
all right,
want to, you can go and try to like follow Myra to go
where's my?
shopping, basically.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's like, hey, Mara, hold on.
She just pulls a U-turn, sinks
We're going,
down.
you going to the shop? I give
That
him like a
general
there you go.
direction, yeah.
All right, let's go. And I just keep walking, disregarding her feelings.
You just keep walking off the castle.
Yeah, the castle that is in the sky.
Yeah, I just keep doing that. I'm like until I figure it out later, you know. Just keep walking out.
Eventually, I just cast Vortex Warp.
It's okay. I can turn to a raven. It's fine.
Yeah, I know you can. It's just the way you worded it was funny.
And yeah, I can go to the shop, I guess, and see if I can deal with it.
Okay. Jake, I saw you on mute for a second. What is Drew doing during this downtime as you all are taking a long rest?
I'm just changing my spell list. I don't have anything in mind.
All right, it's fine. Probably just like in Crow's Nest, kind of like adjusting your constellation map. All right. So with that, Hecate, you pull Mimir aside as he looks to you confused as he says, what is it?"
Mimir, sir. A little while back, I talked to Melfish, which I believe I mentioned before.
Yes. I mean, we've discussed Malefish. We've unfortunately had to fight Malefish. But yes, I am aware.
Yeah, I think Vic still has some sort of part of Melfish. I don't know what he's gonna do. But regarding something I mentioned with him before, Melfish says that there's a sort of version of me from before. Something like that. Do
A
you
version of you.
happen? I think I can't rule out I don't want to say reincarnation, but do you have any knowledge about a Hecate from before that isn't me?
No. Um, no, I do not have any sort of recollection of a former Hecate. You were not given a name, at least from my understanding, you were not given any sort of name derived from an ancestor or from a former individual. You are just the only Hecate that I can recall.
That's what I thought too, but Malfesh seems very insistent that there's certain things that I've done before. I
Hmm.
can't I can't seem to recall, but I do you happen to know if anyone else on the ACR would possibly have any more information? Even though I hold you above what the
Yes,
even though you yeah.
unfortunately, my dear, I am the oldest of the Aesir. Anything that would have happened regarding anything relating to reincarnation or anything involving you, I would know about, but nothing in the Aesir is nothing I can recall from the Aesir is in relation to a former Hecate.
It just worries me because Malfish
Didn't
says
even
it's
roll an
really
insight check, by the way.
insight. Okay. Well, where's my oh no, oh no.
For no reason.
For no reason. Okay.
And
Wait, where's my
I'll also
sheets?
need you to tell me your roll because they get put onto D&D Beyond, right?
What happened to my my roll 20 or my D&D? Oh, there you go. Oh, that looks weird
Okay. Um, carry on.
now. I just feel worried because Malfesh mentioned certain things about a certain connection to the Chained Oblivion. I want to be able to do something about this because everything that we've encountered so far has been kind of scary.
Hecate,
What would you
from
do
all that I've
recommend?
seen of you, you are a you were a child born of parents that have fallen a long time ago, and those your parents had nothing to do with the demons of the abyss. They were people of Niflheim. They were our people. Nothing in your heritage has anything to do with the demons of the abyss. And I will certainly look into something, if anything comes remotely related to this. But I do believe this is perhaps a falsehood or a lie from this program.
Okay, I do hope so. I guess this just plants some sort of seed of doubt, if that's the correct way. But I just wanted to at least talk to you to get any information at all. But I will for sure make sure I reach out to you again if anything happens.
Please do.
Thank you, sir. And then Hecate just like awkwardly like bows and walks away. And then as she walks outside, she's like, "Where did Vic go?"
Okay. Uh, all right. So, um, Vic, what are we hoping to find with because I do I'm okay. So what are we hoping to use this horn for?
Either massive damage or some HP.
Okay.
One or the other.
Massive damage
Actually,
or HP. Okay.
maybe speed. Dude, actually, speed would be nice. No, let's do damage. Give me damage. What I can do with the one with damage, modify weapons or something, or my something. I don't know.
Um, do you want like a physical damage dealer, or do you want something to boost your magic?
Boost my magic if I can.
Okay. Um,
Something that I don't have to rely on Eldritch Blast all the time.
I mean that's
Even I'm
kind
a
of
warlock.
that it makes sense for us to not rely on to
I know because I
say
already
we don't want to
if
rely
I
on
can
that.
if I can boost my Eldritch Blast, I would take that too. That'd be pretty cool. But I keep forgetting I have a spear and a javelin I never use. That's so funny. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I'll take anything to be honest, but yeah.
I will probably. I'm trying to think about like any sort of like. Trying to think about a homebrew item that could
Mhm.
probably work with this, but it's homebrew, so it's literally just being fabricated right now. Um, I'll probably have to get back to you on that one.
No, you're good.
Something horn related for for increased damage dealing.
Mhm.
Something I think will probably work with.
I think maybe that or anything with I know I'm mostly I feel like in the party I'm like CC, so I'm a crowd control, so anything that's also pretty nice. One
Hmm.
of those two. I'm really
Do
like
you want like
I
a
feel like
boost
I
to your? Do you want a boost to your sphere? Because you were saying
my
you have your different weapons and you don't use them.
yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
Okay. I will take those into account when I
Because
think
right
about
now I
them.
think my main goal in most fights is to protect the mages. So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
but anything else is fine. Yeah.
All right. I will keep that in mind. I'll say you you are able to find someone for that. I'll probably come up with a price for that at some point.
Hmm.
But you eventually find what you're looking for. Myron, what are you down there? Transcribing.
That depends on two questions, which is do we get paid for dealing with Vulcaric,
Oh
and
yeah.
how much do scrolls cost? Are we just going with the price of like essentially like paying twice for ink and
Oh yeah,
paper, or
it's uh to this for spells it's 100 per level. Uh,
okay,
minting them as you are is half the price.
okay. Let me do a little bit of math, and I will tell you. But also, do we get paid for helping to deal with Vulcaric?
I don't know if that was something we've previously discussed with Mimir. I know just in general, um, payment was uh
I just have our job is currently finished, but we could continue to participate for additional funds from after the Mailfesh
mhm, okay.
fight.
I will say for now, I believe this is basically just the same price that you've been given. Uh, Mimir will grant 300 per person for helping with Fukin.
Oh, we can add it to our inventory. That 300 now.
300 per person.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to do some math based on how much gold I have and let you know.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna plug him out. All right. So, eventually, the the day moves on as eventually everybody kind of eventually Myra, you are able to get all of transcribe all of your spells. Vic, you are able to find this. You're able to get this item. It's probably going to be in commission during the time. By the time you eventually, it'll probably take for the duration of the long rest to finally get it done. So you have some downtime in between that. But eventually, everybody kind of like centers back into the throne room, as there appears to be another sort of meeting to discuss the attack with against Rogans. As uh, as everyone kind of like as the Aesir begin to center around at the around Odin, as he said, as they begin this meeting, Odin starts by saying, "Right, now, Glass is the last of these cities that we must take before we can attack the Black Sovereign of in the southern region and and begin to travel to the east. Mimir, what can you tell us about this turtle glass?" Mimir says, "From what we have been, from what I have been told, this turtle glass is a creature that uses the volcano as a shell, perhaps. There are the creature has completely consumed the inside of the volcano, and there are demons that infest its insides, perhaps. There might be a demon lord. Turglass himself might be this humanoid figure that has been seen within the center of within the base of the volcano, observing all of the demons that ravage the insides, from the inside." And said, "Then, if it, if this Turglass, if the threat of the Turglass is only this volcano, then we must do the same as we have done before. We will have this time we will have ground units, mostly, so begin their attack from from the eastern side, drawing out the demons that are within Turglass. Once those demons have swiftly fled, we can begin our assault on that full Terraglass. All of our dragon riders will make our assault directly on from the western side, from the coastal seas, and make a flanking maneuver up and straight into Terraglass. With luck, this demon will be easily felled as the others have. But this thing using this volcano as a shell concerned them. If we are to attack Turglass head on, we should not enter the volcano. We should wait to attack. We should attack it from from the top of the volcano and wait for it to be drawn out to attack us. How long do you think? How long will the march be for the Aesir? For the Aesir to make it to Turglass? Uh, you see, he looks to Mimir as he says, "Judging by how far away Turglass is, probably a day's march. We can probably set up a camp and encampment about halfway and and make the rest of the march afterward, in the following day." Very well. In that case, we will leave first moon. We will leave first light. We will sever this castle from the chains of that bind it to this volcano, and then we will make a leave. Is there any further input from the court or anyone else observing this meeting? Just gestures. If I'll leave that up to you guys. Do you have any questions or anything you want to input?
No questions for me.
No?
Okay. He says, very well. Get some rest. Be ready first light. This march will be 2 days time. Will be in 2 days time. We will take Paradise and slay him like all the others. As he kind of you see a point in which there's a pause as his eyes widen a second for a moment. His single eye widens for a moment, and he looks down, almost zoning out. The rest of the court kind of look confusingly at him, awaiting for something. Mimir eventually pitches in and he says, "My king, are you all right?" At this point, you could see Odin is kind of his pensive expression turns to fear. It turns to this almost grief-stricken face. He's not so much looking in a general direction, he's just continuing to stare down at the ground. As he says, We've made a grave mistake. We've strayed too far. Too far from Niflheim. As he's like, as you see him trying to like he's seeing trying to take something off as he eventually Mimir kind of looks and says, "My king, did the ravens see anything?" See, there's a pause as Odin doesn't really give him an answer, and you see Mimir casting a spell, which seemingly seems to link uh between minds between Odin and Mimir. But you can probably guess that it's almost like the transference of knowledge, like a detect thoughts, basically. And Mimir then too, you see his vacant you see the vacant sockets where his eyes should be widen as well. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. As the as Mimir also begins to just immediately his face pales, which shouldn't be possible for this grayish skin on his for his grayish skin, but he becomes more grief stricken and eye widened. You see, as the rest of the court are living, as everybody else is trying to figure out what is causing the two of them such distress. Um, is anyone doing anything at this point, or are you all just observing?
I will cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh, okay. Are you casting detect thoughts on him?
I will focus for now on Odin. But I
Okay.
can switch who I'm focusing on as needed.
You cast detect thoughts, and he's already kept his mind. His mind is already kept open, allowing Mimir to pass in. So but even still, the first thoughts that are passing through his mind are exactly what you needed to learn. Asgard is gone. The demons have taken the opportunity that the entire Aesir army is here in Jotunheim, and they have taken Asgard, the capital city of Niflheim. The entire city is in ruins as demons now run amok. The orcs that had stayed behind, the people of Asgard that remained were being turned into thralls. And the only reason that Odin is able to see this is from the very few ravens he still has that were able to observe the aftermath. As at this point, Mimir is livid as you see him just like he is you watch him stumble as he's almost losing his footing. As he says, you you see Mary is interrupted by a shot in the face as Thor just punches him in the punches him in the face and then immediately grabs his face, Mimir, pulls him up to like stare him in face in the face, and he just looks at and Mimir and Thor just looks at Mimir as he says, Mimir just says, "As close as comfort, Niflheim, his friend, Niflheim is conquered. Asgard is gone. The demons have run amok. The demons have taken Asgard. They're all dead." As Thor kind of just like throws Mimir off to the side and just sinks in with that new information. Is anyone else doing anything as well with this new information that is publicized?
Hecate runs over to Mimir to make sure that he's okay after getting thrown around.
Yeah, you see he falls on all fours, and you kind of like help him hoist himself up. Uh, as you do.
I'm
Yeah,
Myra's just gonna kind of pull back, um, and just kind of like, and I'll burn through spell slots to keep doing this as needed, but just kind of like every single person in the room, just like brush over their mind to see if anyone's thoughts feel like different. If anyone is either like being incredibly more guarded, or if anyone has a certain sense of like like anything outside of the like horror that is to be expected.
go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay.
And how far are
Yes,
you
it's
stepping
really
out from the castle?
Um, I'm not. I don't think she's gonna step out of the castle because like I'm more interested in like if there's like a traitor in the like
Yeah.
it feels more important, but just like I'm not of this society. I was only in Asgard for less than 24 hours. Like just kind of stepping back into a corner.
Mhm.
And Arcana.
While she's doing that, what is anyone else
That
doing anything
is
as well?
a shockingly bad roll for me.
I
I'm just
mean,
saying, how did we stray that far? I'm just puzzled.
I'm gonna say, not our problem. Ha 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 ha. That's out of character. Uh, damn.
Do you actually say that?
No,
Okay.
I just have no idea what are we supposed to do with that.
We were told to do this, and how is it we're straight too far? Like, I'm just puzzled.
He's saying that you literally strayed to. He's not saying you have the dancing, like gesturing to you.
Oh,
He's talking about everyone. He's saying we've strayed too far, as in the entire Aesir army has left the Niflheim to be attacked.
oh,
I
who's
mean,
responsible?
didn't they need to do that anyways because they were stuck?
And what?
Didn't they need to go and on this campaign because they were stuck and couldn't leave?
Yeah, they were. The Niflheim is the continent in which they were being isolated in. And they finally were able to get out and reach Jotunheim and start attacking Jotun cities and demon lords there. But they brought their entire army to do so, and they've left all of Niflheim with them.
I'm questioning leadership. That's all. That's all I'm thinking right now.
Myra, on a 19, you kind of like scan the Aesir, everyone in the court. There doesn't seem to be any sort of foul play. Mimir and Odin are kind of just uh Odin seems to be racking his brain through a million different ways, a million different like strategies. He's not so much thinking with emotion, he's thinking with strategy and trying to figure out what to do next. Mimir's mind seems to just be spiraling with the information that he's been given. Thor kind of you see Thor in this like pensive stare, kind of his frontal thoughts are kind of just like, my men cannot know. My men cannot know. We must not shatter their spirit. We cannot. Uh Balder is also seems very emotional and devastated by Asgard's fall. Uh Loki seems to have this the sort of he's not so much worried about Asgard, he's worried about a specific person that he refers to as his daughter. Uh, and Typhon is has simple thoughts that he immediately expresses over to Mimir as as he rushes over as Hecate is helping Mimir stand, and Heimdall goes, "What if they did it? What if I killed you?" And Mimir just looks and he says, "We have not been able to. You have been with the world and millions. And Hangman kind of just snaps and kind of like distances himself from Mimir. His now simple thoughts are wanting to kill Mimir for what he said, but showing restraint. Uh, but that I believe is the Aesir court. That would be what you're picking up from their immediate thoughts. Is there anything else anyone is doing during this time?
Baba Booey.
Hello. We all good?
Oh, okay.
think
It's not just me. Okay.
Did Discord just shit the bed for everyone else?
Yeah.
I
I
think so.
think so.
Okay, cool. I was worried it was me.
Yeah,
That was me
Discord
also.
crashed for me as
Universal
well.
DDoS.
Fucking Discord.
Okay. Uh, if nothing else, um, let me think about this. Because at the moment, the rest of the court is kind of, the court is all kind of just like, pensively, uh, anticipating what their next actions are going to do now their home city, their home capital is supposedly in ruin according to Odin and his ravens. Um um Vic, as you're kind of just like watching all of this chaos happen, you feel your shoulder lighten and your raven fly off uh towards the gate, uh passing by everyone and just flying off and just perching itself on the edge of the floating castle, looking down at the off the edge.
All right. I followed. Follow what my Raven's doing, I guess.
You follow your raven and make it over to the ledge, looking off looking down at the coast where there is no more Aesir ships.
Oh, that's not good. Fuck.
They have all of the Aesir ships that were then are gone. Instead, you see the the water level of the you kind of yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception check. Let's go. Let's see.
Oh no, did Poseidon come here? Shit.
Where's
Okay,
nice.
24. Yeah. You look down and you see that all of the Aesir ships are gone. But you see bits of planks and stray
Oh,
weaponry and shields
that's not.
bobbing in the water. A water that has risen in surface level, as if as if the water level has risen dramatically. The Aesir ships did not just up and disappear and leave. It looks like they were destroyed, or
Wiped out.
perhaps
Yeah.
immediately sunken.
Oh, so is it
And
fucking
from
Poseidon?
this risen water level, violent waves are crashing against the volcano, rising even higher up onto the volcano than the water level itself. But amidst
Poseidon,
all of
dude.
it, off about 2 miles off the coast, you see floating above the water is a single figure, a very
Mother,
familiar figure,
a motherfucker.
as you've seen this figure once before, uh, when Poseidon met with Vulcan. You see this figure tall and uh, tall and in his demonic form rather gaunt. Uh, this bluish skin accented with gold-plated armor, a massive trident in his hand, long and large curled hair pulled behind a circlet on his head. As this is the new visual that you see. The only person there.
Oh, let me zoom in really quick. Let's see. This bitch. Oh my lord. Of course it's him.
Oh boy.
I look and I'd be like, oh no, this guy. And I just go back in. I'm like, guys, there's some shit going on outside. And I try to point toward the water.
You see.
Shit.
Yeah. What are you all doing?
We should
I
have
will
rammed his ship into the castle. Oof.
Yeah, I will immediately rush out and. Okay. Shoot. You said he was like 2 miles offshore?
Yeah. The water level is about to here. And he's about 2 miles off the coast.
Okay. Um. Jesus. Was the most of the army had made it into the city at this point, right?
No.
No,
They
fuck.
you would have seen what was starting to be the slow spread into the off to different sides of the volcano. But even the ones that were even remotely close to the city are gone.
So the whole army is just
The
gone.
whole army is gone.
Damn.
Okay. I will use my arcane. I will have at some point burnt my arcane recovery to get a 3rd level spell slot back, and I will jump on my broom and fly until I'm about a mile out from Poseidon. And I will cast Clairvoyance,
Oh, okay.
which will allow me to. I will use it to hear rather than to see.
Okay.
Um, just to listen. If he is communicating with anyone, if he is saying anything.
Okay. Uh, this is also at the end of the long run, so you don't have to use the arcane recovery.
Okay, so it's been like a day since.
No, it's been a decent few hours, especially since you probably spent a decent number of hours copying spells.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you all have gained the benefits of a long rest on this one.
Cool. I will need to at some point get that exact number from you, but that is not important right now. Right now, I'm going to just, for the next 10 minutes, listen in. I will also send Aurora to circle about 300 feet above him to just keep an eye on what's happening.
Okay. So you send out the sensor, and are you immediately falling back, or are you staying put?
I have to stay within a mile,
Okay.
but I am in the air.
As you immediately create the sensor, the first thing you hear from Poseidon, as he says, "No, no, Dagon. Let's see what she wants from us." and that's all. And you just watch him staring pretty much directly at you, expecting it.
Does Aurora clock anyone near him
Go
as she's circling?
ahead
Because
and
he's clearly
make
talking to
a
someone.
perception check with Aurora. And if you are giving them guidance or if you want to aid them, you can.
She has advantage on perception checks with sight, but I will also give her guidance. Hold on, I need to look at what. I know they have advantage, but I don't remember what their bonus is. I'm pulling it up. Alright, she's a +4. Oh, I should have rolled that with advantage. Let's see.
Yeah, okay.
And then I will also add guidance on that. I don't know if it didn't.
Jesus. Okay. So a total of 11.
Yep.
Aurora is scanning the skies looking for something. And looking around at Poseidon trying to find any if he's with anyone. It doesn't look like he's with anyone. But you start to know but Aurora starts to look around at the sea and looks further deeper than the surface and sees shadows moving under the surface of the water. Further below than than he's able to perceive exactly what it is. There are different shadows that seem to give these silhouettes of smaller humanoid creatures screaming and darting in different directions in this frantic and sporadic manner. And then there is this large collection of what looks to be tentacles slowly weaving through the water, but yet remain motionless. Aside, they don't seem to move in any sort of direction. They just seem to wait. They seem to like wade like seaweed, almost just wading in the water just below the surface.
Okay, as we spot, I will just touch Thor's shoulder and say, Poseidon, kill him.
You'll touch whose shoulder?
He killed the guy. Huh?
You'll touch whose shoulder?
Thor. Thor's. Thor's. Иду.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're stronger than us. They can handle Poseidon.
Hmm. Um, is there anyone else? Is there anything else anyone is doing?
I'm just saying, well, we're fucked, and and that's it.
Okay.
Actually, I'll turn to a raven and just go with Mara's bird and just scout out and see anything. I see anything else there.
Okay. You said you're taking the form of your sentinel raven to
Yes.
observe with Aurora. Go ahead and make a perception check as well. But as time kind of passes and you're just observing through Aurora and listening into your sensor, there's a pause, and then you see Poseidon turn, and you hear almost like a sigh from him, a sigh of boredom. and he turns it directly into the sensor like a microphone, and he says, "Is there anything you actually wish to indulge in, or are you just waiting for me to do something?" Funnily enough, that's exactly what I'm doing.
To who? Me or Myra?
He's he's speaking through the sensor directly to him.
I'm going to. I'm not going to engage directly. But I will send. I'm gonna burn another spell, 3rd level, to cast Sending. To my grandfather, essentially just saying, the Aesir army and capital have been decimated. Poseidon is here. There is here outside of Jotunheim very few survivors. Any help that can be expedited would be appreciated. And we'll just send that off
Ooh,
to my
okay.
grandfather. Again, not speaking directly to Poseidon, not engaging with him in any manner.
You see him kind of just like look
Just
at the sensor because he seems to be able to see invisibility as he looks at the sensor. He's like, this is online. It's like,
yeah, I'm just like straight up not even like Myra is not looking down. She is not like this is the one thing being like her grandfather and her father's like essentially like protege has given her is like with someone like this you don't engage and you just let them tell you information about themselves even if it's just the fact that they are deeply impatient.
Okay. You sending to your father. For the time being, don't get a response.
Yeah.
But you kind of are quite used to him giving no reply except for the execution of whatever you
Yeah.
ask. He doesn't really seem to say much. He just does it. But eventually, on a natural 20, Jesus, on your perception check, Vic, you are able to more keenly discern this larger creature in the water. In the water, you see this massive octopus-like creature wading in the water, wading in this elevated water just below the surface. Massive in scale, quite larger than Rupert's castle. It would be a small reference, but grand in scale, and just seeming to wade in the water with its series of tentacles that seem to protrude from one end of its from of this creature. A This searing eye poking, barely visible in the water, but looking directly up at Myra.
Oh shit, guys. Oh. Well, I'll report that to Mara. It's like, Mara, you're fucked. There's a lot of shit.
She just stops, casts message, and goes, I need you to elaborate.
there's Poseidon's not the problem, and I'm like, the monster is.
Are you talking about the tentacled thing?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a Dagon.
And I'm like nodding. I'm like, well, and I just turn to curl to my raven and go back to scouting again. I have no idea what she meant.
Hey Vic, are we running or fighting?
Oh shit. Part of me wants to fight. But then part of me also is like, oh shit. We should just dip. We're out of here. We're done. We got paid. You know? Cause we're on an island. He's the ocean. I know when we're beat, and in my head, we're kind of beat. I mean, our leadership right now is freaking out. So I just
Did
see a lost cause.
Did any of the I forget what they're called, but the water nahuatl.
You left all of the Nahuatl back in at Mailflash's volcano.
Okay, so we at least still have.
You still have those, but you'd have
Do
to
we
go back to
still have?
Mailflash's castle unless you instruct. You can command them. Everyone's been given. I think Petal would be the only one that would actually be able to communicate to command them from the distance that you all are at right now. But Petal would be able to command them to make their way over to Vukanik's castle.
I don't think that's a good idea right now, but it does mean that we have.
Next
I forget
game.
the exact number, but like several
Oh,
in Harriar and several essentially war machines.
let me try to find the exact visual of all of the, because there was a lot more than I kept forgetting about.
Could I contact my patron and just ask for guidance?
Um, what kind of guidance? Like, give me the specifics.
More like judgment of should we stay or fight, like, or should we dip or fight this kind of thing? Because
Mhm.
that's like in my head, I'm like, yo, peace. I'm out. We got paid. We came here to do a job. We kind of almost did it, but
Also,
just like
this is the visual of the fleet that you of the Nahuatl that you all.
So
Yeah,
it's not the same. It's not nearly the amount that the Aesir had, but it's also not nothing.
Yeah. And these guys are specifically demon killers, so which is also a good boost. Heavy radiant shit.
yeah, a big army fight incoming against one guy. Unless we just go on our airship and leave.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
in the part of like leaving. That's why I don't know.
I
but
mean,
anyways,
I'm down,
do
I'm down to fight Poseidon. If we're doing this.
Because he likes to fight
Means
in
that,
his domain, and if we fall in that water, we're good as dead.
yeah, but we have an airship, and he doesn't.
he is currently suspended in air.
Gee, we lost an advantage. Oh no.
Fly.
Yeah. So
I will say clairvoyance does only last 10 minutes, so once those 10 minutes are up, I will head back with my information.
Mhm. Hey, Lou.
Hello.
we're in deep shit.
History. Yeah, we're in
When
super
are we
deep.
not?
We're in really big deep
Oh
shit.
no, it's bad. It's real
It's
bad.
really bad. It's really bad.
Why do I
Like,
not believe any of you?
No,
We
it's
don't have an
bad.
army
I don't
anymore.
know.
It's that bad.
The
And
entire
like,
army's gone.
usually I'm down for fighting shit, fighting Poseidon. I'm not into. I'm I'm good to dip. I'm on running right now. I'm down for
Yeah.
running away.
So to recap, you all killed Bukarik. There was about a long rest of downtime. The court was then planning their attack on Turglass, before the Aesir court then came to the revelation that Asgard is gone. Asgard is the capital of Niflheim and the capital of the Aesir. And because the entire Aesir army has left to fight in Jotunheim, the demons have taken Asgard. And then to top it all off, the Aesir army's gone. Because uh, good old Poseidon makes a reappearance, raises the water level and has drowned all of the ships.
Hmm.
We're literally on an island. Everyone who were leading us are freaking out. We're on an island, surrounded by water, and yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on.
I mean, like, to be fair, we're on a continent, so like we
could
can
just-
move further inland, but that's where the, possibly
It's where the enemy
demon
is.
volcano is.
Yeah, we're surrounded. That's why I'm like, we're beaten. I put my hands up. I'm out.
No, it sounds a lot like how this is none of our problem. Let's just go. We have a ship that can fly. Let's go.
That's what I'm thinking.
We got our money, so
Yeah, we did. We got our money. That's what I'm saying. We got paid.
exactly. Who cares? Let's go.
Does Poseidon have a demand?
No, he kind of just standing there, floating
mean-
above the elevated sea level he has created. Just
it's a
looking at
big
the sensor
question.
that, looking at the clairvoyance sensor that Myra has conjured in front of him.
The big question is, can we leave? Since he can just fly to our airship and kill us.
That's
if
why I should
we
we
strike
just say, hey, do you want us or do you want them?
You actually shouting them.
Can I do that? Well, the thing is, I'm a bird right now. Can I just
At the moment, yeah,
jump?
also Myra is a mile away from from Poseidon.
Yeah.
Also, the sensor does not work both ways.
No.
It is very much a one-way thing.
I was saying the only way you'd be able to turn into human form and talk to Myra is if you got on her broom, turning into a human.
Oh shit, that's right. Well, who should talk to Poseidon?
No one. He's pretty clear that he wants to kill us.
Everyone or
Are
some
we
person?
sure? Are we sure it's us?
I'm down
mean,
to help him out. If switch allegiance, man.
Aren't we against the demons?
If he pays well, I'm down. I'm a bounty hunter, so
I respect that.
yep, I'm down to just kill the whole court.
Oh,
Are you
Yeah,
saying
I'd
this in
rather-
front of the
No,
court?
no, I'm not of course. I'm just saying
Hey, buddy.
they're freaking out.
The demons are.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to fight Heimdall, Mr. 300 damage
I'm
per
just
turn?
saying, if Poseidon says he wants the court and not us, I'm letting him having it. I'll let him have it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm against just like letting him slaughter people if we're taking a vote. Like I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
think
fight him, but like take people or something.
I'm like, first of all, like I don't want to like senselessly let more people get murdered, and also these guys are very powerful allies, and I would rather not sacrifice them to someone who is likely just going to continue to come after us anyway.
That's why we should talk to the guy and see what he wants.
I don't think you understand that he can and will lie.
And I think he will pretty much. I think he made it pretty clear that he wants to kill us by killing every other ship that was here,
But the thing is, he's not
except us.
moving in. Why did if he wants to kill us right away, he would have done it, right? He wants to negotiate. That's why he's not attacking right now. So let's negotiate.
If he wanted to negotiate, he would have made
We don't have leverage.
himself more
We're literally
apparent,
on a.
or at least tried talking to the player was.
We're beaten.
I
We
think
just talked to
if
him.
he wanted anything specifically, as soon as he knew I was listening, he would have told us.
Yeah.
I think he
Whenever
wants. I think he wants an envoy to talk to him.
he can ask for that. I'm not giving him anything until he's the one who gets to. He's the one who gets to open negotiations if that's what he wants.
If he gets bored, just kill us all.
If he wanted to negotiate, he would have started that likely when he killed everyone.
I think he just want to send a message. So like, hey, you're beaten.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that he then wants to negotiate. I think we just need to get the fuck out of get everyone and get the fuck out of here. We have a small army of constructs quite literally designed to kill demons.
What used to have if we can't go back to the capital? We're
The
gonna live
ship
where we.
flies.
We're gonna
And
put
he
everyone
can't
on the ship.
I think so. The remainder of the court itself is not that big.
I'm just talk to him, but
I also did any of the dragons survive?
The dragons are all on the main island.
Hmm.
The Greek raiders don't seem to be any.
I let you guys go with a vote. Who wants to talk to Poseidon? No one. Okay.
I don't think he wants to talk is the problem. Maybe he's waiting for other demons to get in here so he can kill us all more easily. Since
I
we
will
have
let
Mr. 300 damage a turn.
Vic and Myra roll insight check, and I'll probably give you one of you can give the other advantage.
My insight is only +1. Do you have better insight than that?
+6.
Okay, I will give you both advantage and guidance.
I did roll twice, I guess, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
2.
And then add a d4 to that.
It's 20.
Actually, you rolled a 17.
Oh,
So
So
it's
17
23.
plus. Yeah, and then add a d4.
okay. Wait, 17 plus.
Whatever your insight mod is, 6. So
17
yeah,
plus
23.
6 plus a d4.
6 plus a d4. Oh, I need to roll a d4 then. Sorry. Wait. What? Okay.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
So on a 24, you're kind of just watching him from your raven, from on the room, from wherever you are. He's waiting. You don't really know, you can't really tell what he's waiting for. It seems like he's waiting for someone to make a move, someone to do something. He's almost sitting there gloating in the surprise that he's given, having sunken the entire Aesir fleet. And now he's just kind of waiting to see what you're gonna do next.
Can't
Sitting there
Okay,
waiting to
he
see if the
definitely. Sorry. Continue.
oh I was like,
But you
can can we talk to the court and see what their guidance on this whole thing is? What they want to do?
Well, I think
uh
he's definitely waiting for a fight. Now.
yeah, I mean, back in the throne room, uh there would have been a point in which you would have seen Thor when he first sees Poseidon begin to leap off the edge to begin to attack, to make his assault towards Poseidon, only to be ripped into the air by Odin and slammed back into the castle. There seems to be Odin seems to want to hold ground until they come up with a plan. Thor definitely wants to just launch himself at Poseidon because that's Thor. Um, and everyone else is still kind of very pensive about the situation in general.
Yeah, if we're leaving, they're gonna fight him and they're gonna die. So if just leaving them would be even more like sacrificing them.
All right. Anyone else opinion besides Mara and Jake's? Anything else, you guys?
I kind of agree with Vic, and I think he wants something. I think he either wants to talk or he's waiting for reinforcements.
I mean, he's waiting for a reaction out of us.
Mm, Hecate's still near Mimir, right? I believe
Yeah,
so.
I imagine Mimir. She's still helping up Mimir.
Yeah. Hecate just like watching outside, seeing like what they're trying to do, and then she just passively asks like Mimir what he thinks Poseidon is doing here, or like if he might have any clue.
It's I don't know. Uh, it seems like a predator just awaiting the prey to leave the nest to do something reckless. He's waiting for something. He's probably waiting for us to do something. I'm not sure.
I think he wants a fight, so he can kill us and then forget about our invasion. But since we're the most powerful, he waits us. So if we are just leaving, I think that's what's happening.
The invasion is over. We don't have an army.
Yeah, but we're the most powerful people of the invasion.
We don't have supplies. The whole war is over, in my opinion. The logistics is gone.
Yeah, but he may still be thinking that if we're here, we're gonna try to make trouble and kill everyone. We can. Since like we have Mr. 300 damage a turn. and
Fair.
yeah, and Thor and Odin, like literally the most powerful people of the entire army here.
Do we really need anything anyways? I mean, we could just take his stupid ship and crash it into that squid thing or a volcano or
we go inside the
We're
volcano.
not crashing our ship into him into
no,
the
his ship. We commandeer his ship.
I don't think he has one.
He's just
He's
floating.
just
He has
floating.
one, which is not currently present.
Yeah.
In fact, I
Oh,
think
shoot.
on cue, Myra, through the sensor, you'd just hear him say, "I wonder when they're gonna notice about those other dagger ships behind them."
No, my lord, we're surrounded.
And behind, on the other side of the volcano, you see three dagger ships about 10 miles out, making their slow approach towards the castle.
Nice.
Well, look at that. They came to us.
Okay,
I-
I will again casting whatever I need to. Will communicate this back. Or actually,
Okay, I think he
probably
wants to fight now.
if Vix
Like-
Raven is within like 400 feet of me, I can cast message to Vix Raven, and that should be able to get the message back to Vic.
Oh fuck. I'm just working around and like, by the way, we have some trouble north side. I can't talk to him. That's the thing. How can we have an envoy? I'll risk my life just to talk to him. Does anyone wants to join?
We're doing you.
Oh, pick me.
Oh,
No.
If I can come back at this point, because I like the 10 minutes is likely
Yeah.
up.
I mean, we could all go, Hecate. There's
Yeah,
nothing
I think we're
I
gonna.
will once again just be like,
I think
as the
he's
person
like.
with, I think, the only experience in actual politics here, if he wanted to talk to us, he would have told us immediately. Talking to him
Yeah.
right now, when he has made no indication that that is what he wants, is ceding ground and ceding, importantly, the high ground. Literally.
Yeah.
If he
I
wants
think
to talk, he can tell us.
I just think
Until that point, we have to wait. Because right now, I think that, and she'll point towards the three ships coming in, is more important than him.
maybe you can call off it. I think giving concessions is very important when you know when you're beat is very important.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
the
but
fact
I
that
don't
he
think
got us
we're.
surrounded means he's gonna fight us.
I knowing when we're beat, yes, but the strategic thing to do here at this point would just be to retreat, not to surrender.
We're not surrendering. We're talking and negotiating.
He's
I
not
don't
willing
think that
to
results.
talk.
I don't think
Yeah.
that would get us anywhere.
We
I think we just
don't.
need to
We
get
don't.
back to
We.
the Nahuatl.
I think we just need more information. That's all. Make decision once we get more information.
If we talk to him for 5 minutes, then he strikes us, crits us, kills us instantly, and then it's a fight. I don't think.
I mean, you have everyone. You just, as you said, very important people are already in the mount on the volcano. If you lose one
Yes.
warlock, I guess it's bad, but at least we have everyone safe in the volcano.
Why would we leave you when it's obvious he's gonna kill you?
Because I'd rather know why I'm getting killed than getting killed. I just
think-
think
Again, I think the why is obvious. We were an invading army. This is the response.
well, for me at least, I'm a contractor. My contract is done.
Then get on the ship with us and we'll leave. If the contract is done, then you have no say in this. I respect that. I do. You had a contract, you had a job to do. If you are saying my contract is done, I'm out, you don't get to put the rest of our lives on the line.
That's why I'm saying we get.
And going to talk to him is putting the rest of us on the line.
How so?
Literally, you have to get down there somehow to talk to him.
That's not endangering you guys. It's endangering me. You guys, as you said, you stay at the high ground.
How would you speak to him?
I
Because
just need
as
2
far as I
miles
understand,
away.
you can't talk when you're a raven.
need
And
your
we're not
broom.
sending any of our supplies down with you.
If you just have the broom, and if he kills me, you can take the broom back. I don't think he's gonna.
No,
you know,
because he'll kill me too.
you don't need to be on the broom.
No,
I'm not
the
let-
broom
I
needs to
am
be
not
on.
letting you take this. And she's holding on like very tight to the broom.
Well, I say my piece. I say we should go talk. I say go let's vote as we always do. You guys can pick.
All right, let's vote.
You know,
Who's
I really think
here to
he
fight
should
Poseidon
actually
and
come
not
and talk to
Victor?
me. That's actually pretty amusing.
How is he hearing this?
You don't know.
Also, how am I hearing this? Because I assumed that the clairvoyance ran out.
He's,
'Cause it's
he's
only a
just
10-minute
not talking to
spell.
the Saints anymore.
Yeah, like it's a 10-minute spell. It does not last
Yeah.
that
I
long.
mean, let the funny moment pass.
Anyone else? How about these? Everyone else besides me.
Okay.
We talked a lot, so I want to know everyone else's opinion.
Okay. Oh shit. I think I have like my head is like killing me. I think I'm gonna have to leave. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, so it seems that the rest of the group doesn't want Vic to go and negotiate and try to talk to Poseidon. What are you all doing then?
Yeah. Curious, if we wanted to run away, how would we do it?
Above board or what?
No, I'm like, thinking, how like could we lose Poseidon? Like speed wise, could we like get far enough away from him where he loses track of us?
Are you asking me?
I'm just asking everyone.
Doesn't he have ships coming in?
That's what I mean.
I mean,
Is
are they faster than us?
They're currently moving very slow, and I don't.
There's 3 of them, and there's one target.
There's 3 of them. They're about 10 miles out. The spring wind is like on the roof.
Yeah.
oh right, yeah.
Like it's directly above us. And we have multiple fully grown dragons.
Because we could just leave. I know that screws over the Aesir, but I mean, what are the odds they come out of this alive?
Yeah.
I still think it would be a good idea to, if we leave, take them with us.
We could definitely do that, but I just know that if we do that, we guarantee Poseidon's attention on us.
I don't think there's really a way to avoid that.
I'm just,
Unfortunately.
but I'd be curious to know if we leave, are we a higher priority than the Aesir? I don't think we are.
No, but even then, like, even if we can just get the Aesir out of this like pinch point and then leave, I think that's best case scenario, at least in my mind, of just like get the Aesir, get them to Niflheim or even just back to Malefesh's mountain, like just out of this pincer point, and then like I'm also on board with the like, we did our job. I don't
Yeah,
know how much else could be done. I do think it would be a good idea to still go deal with the Dark Seldarin, because that would mean that we get rid of the like big issue disconnecting East and West. But like, even without that, we could just go back.
if we were to take the Aesir with us, would it be a good idea to take them back to Niflheim? Because as we've heard, it's been kind of taken over. What would be left to save, really?
Yeah, and that's my only thought is like, we guarantee a chase if we take the Aesir with us, but if we leave the Aesir, we might be able to buy ourselves enough time to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly love that option, but I think it's the most realistic.
It's definitely the option that I think like has the highest chance of us surviving.
Yeah, because even if like, even without an army, these are people who could put up a very significant fight.
Yeah,
So even if they lose, they buy us a lot of time.
that's my thought. And even if Poseidon decides to send one or two of those incoming ships after us, and they can keep up with us, we can probably deal with one or two ships.
Yeah, especially because okay, this is information that was probably said at some point, but I don't know where it is in my notes. How long did it take for you guys to get from Ampharina to Aeolus's island?
Like a week or two, I think, if I remember right.
It was
Okay.
Sounds about right.
about a half week. Yeah, about a week.
Okay, because if there are resources to spare, I am somewhat confident that we will at least get like maybe another ship of Nahuatl. If they like, if things haven't gone to hell in a handbasket in Ampharina, which would also like, if Poseidon beats the Aesir and comes to follow us, we then have a like, we have a good amount of like very hardy constructs designed to kill demons with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That is a above board question. Where are the Thunderjaws and Tide Rippers again? Because I have completely
They
forgotten.
are all in male fascist volcano.
That's right. Okay, so because that yeah, getting especially the Tide Rippers with us would be big because then we have something to fight with in the water.
yeah. So again, my thoughts are just like, get back to at least Malefish's Island, meet up with the rest of the Nahuatl, let the Aesir decide what they want to do.
If
And
they
then
decide, yeah. Sorry, continue.
I personally think we should go deal with the Dark Seldarin, just because that will also make getting back to Ampharina easier. But that is like, that does not have to be a priority.
I like our odds against the Dark Seldarin if we have the Nahuatl with us.
Oh yeah, no, they're coming with us no matter what.
Yeah. And with the Aesir, if they do decide to come with us for whatever reason, I do think could we maybe have the Nahuatl cause a distraction if the Aesir come with us to try and slow down Poseidon at least a little bit.
I was also thinking because we have the dragons, so if we have the dragons fly with us and then peel off in a different direction, even if the Aesir aren't on them, that might be enough for them to think, okay, the Aesir have separated from this group. Let's send the majority of our forces after them.
To further that idea, we could put Nahuatl soldiers on the dragons, and from a distance, you could maybe not tell.
Yeah, especially because there's not that many dragons, so it would cut into the limited resources we have, but not by that much.
Yeah, and respectfully to the Nahuatl soldiers, single soldiers aren't really going to be that big of a difference.
Yeah.
But if the Aesir don't come with us, then we just have them slow Poseidon down and we collect the soldiers.
Yeah.
We need to see what the Aesir want to do.
Observing, looking at the Aesir, so there is currently the discussion of then there is the heated debate about staying or leaving. Some people want to stay and at least attack, keep Poseidon at bay and stay head on. Other people want a tactical retreat. Heimdall is planning to leave to go to the Deviant, to go check in on the Deviant, and is offering because he's going to he's going to use a teleportation spell, and he can take up to 8 people. Uh, there are certain members of the Aesir court that are saying they should teleport to Niflheim with Heimdall, and then continue there and then try to attack the demons in Niflheim, kind of ward them off with what little Aesir still remain in Niflheim. And uh and that seems to be at least the general consensus with the people who are wanting to retreat. But there is the looming issue of 8 people, including Heimdall, is not as is less than the amount of people actually here.
Can I talk to Mimir about my opinions on this whole debacle? I'm just curious what his thoughts on my
Sure,
points.
yeah.
So about me talking to Poseidon. I just wanted to hear what Mimir has to say about that.
Oh, about about negotiating with Poseidon.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what. Yeah.
He looks and he goes, I would not recommend negotiating with him. You had a once in a lifetime possibility with male fetch. I commend you on that, but this is male fetch spoke to you before any sort of combat, any sort of ordeal. Poseidon has already destroyed everything that we have been building here. There is no discussing.
All right. And that's it. That's curious.
Let me actually. It's 1, 2. So there are 10 court members. Heimdall can take 7 other people with him. But that also includes the dragons, which don't have to come with. And you all have the spring, which you can take. Is there anything anyone is specifically any sort of information anyone is specifically looking for?
Um, would they be willing, if those who want to teleport, would they be willing to leave their dragons so that we could still do somewhat of a
Yeah.
we would still send them back to Niflheim, but just so that we can have a
Yeah.
again,
So
just like a fake divergence so that we can get the fuck out of here.
So in order for the entire Aesir court to teleport to Niflheim, they'd only be able to take 2 dragons. And they'd be willing to leave 2 of the dragons to you all to try to help with the plan you have. If you need more, they can probably be convinced to do so. Sleipnir is the strongest of the dragons, the black dragon off on the very left. That is Odin's dragon. There is Dagger, which is Baldur's dragon. It's this silver one here. There is Heimdall's dragon, and then there's Loki's dragon. If probably for survivability, if you like, if the goal is to have the dragons be targeted, then probably Sleipnir would probably be one of the dragons you want to keep with you guys. Um, just so that they have at least a chance of surviving.
Yeah.
And then probably, yeah. And then the Aesir just take Loki's dragon and Heimdall's dragon. I had a few more things, but unfortunately Zoe is not here. I think he was. I see he was texting.
Yeah, he said he's out of town, and he
Yeah.
forgot to send a message.
Okay. Anyways. We'll get into that next session. But anyways, moving on. So you have the Aesir court's willing to leave 2 dragons with you to allow you to have your plan of feigning the split between the Aesir court and you all. You have the Springwind and your Inheriar crew that can go to get the other Nahuatl, or you can have Pedal command the Nahuatl to meet you somewhere else.
I think that might be the best bet of just have it just make it look like a full retreat. just have like the Nahuatl begin to head east, west, what the direction of the vague direction of Ampharina, um,
On
with the
by
goal
boat.
of meeting
Okay.
up at yeah, of like with the goal of meeting up at um the Dark Seldarn's Island. So that way we don't even have to like double back or anything.
Okay. No, so not in. So I should clarify. Um, if you want to go to Ampharina, the way that the way that Group 2 came in, that would be east. If you wanted to go to the Dark Silver, that would be west. They're on t- they're on two opposite sides of Niflheim.
Okay. Um but I think just in general having them meet up with whatever direction we're going, so it looks like it's a like full scale retreat, might be
Mhm.
our best chance.
Agreed.
All right, so uh, Heimdall takes the Aesir court, uh, and with what seems to be magic from his blade, uh, teleports. That would be Odin, Mimir, Loki, Thor, Balder, and Loki and Balder's dragon, and teleports them away. You all have uh Odin has uh Odin has given the command to Sleipnir to follow your orders. Sleipnir, who seems to have means of actual communication with you all, as he seems to be very communicative as he looks. But even as Odin leaves, he kind of just silently looks rather annoyed down at you all.
Great start.
Do I speak? I think I might speak Draconic.
I can speak it.
I do. Okay. I will in Draconic. Just tell him. I'm like, yeah, hopefully you can go do your own thing soon enough. We just need to get out of here.
You just want me to go die.
I mean, ideally, no. We just need to be able to get. You are more likely to be able to survive a direct hit from that motherfucker than we are. We just need to be able to get out of here and then you can go fuck off.
Fine.
I cannot emphasize how much I want everyone to come out of this alive.
Just point me in the direction.
Thank you. Um. So I will raise this with everyone else. Do we want to go deal with the Dark Seldarin? Or do we want to go just straight back to Ampharina?
Uh, Dark Selbrad sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I would like to deal with that just because that is also like.
I would also say that question
Uh,
might be something for a group-wide decision.
yeah.
I think maybe like out of session that would probably be something to discuss. Um, but it is already 3 o'clock, so I could end the session here early, and we can just uh we can discuss it in the actual chat over the course of this next 2 weeks, and then hopefully by next session we've come to a conclusion whether or not you all want to go to Ampharina, or if you want to go to uh, the Dark Seldon. Personally, out above board, going to the Dark Seldon to get the, the
I
timing for you to go to Ampharina would be just perfect because of stuff that's happening there, which might lead to which might, and I do not know how I'm going to work with this. It might lead to a 4 group wide festival.
Oh shit, that sounds
Jesus.
cool.
I think going to the Dark Southern would be cool, but
I want to see
by
other
and
people.
large, yeah, I'm
I want
like,
to see other people.
I will hype.
That'd be cool. I want to see their perspective on things. That's
The
fun.
only issue I'm finding with that is that some people have said they can't do Fridays, and some people have said they can't do Saturdays, which
Mhm.
fucks. Because the other groups have their sessions on Fridays.
Ah,
And some of their group has said they can't do Saturdays, and some of this group has said they can't do Fridays, I believe. At least I think that's what I remember being said. Then again, I think group 2 we originally had Saturday sessions, and I don't know if we were able to do Friday sessions.
Uh,
I'll have to
I can't.
figure it out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll have to figure it out. We might not even have that crossover. Uh, they're doing a completely different thing. And also one of the things I was realizing was going to be a struggle for at least doing this group thing, having everybody on the same canonical calendar, is that they are canonically, due to a lot of travel sequences, a week ahead of you on the canonical timeline.
Oh shit.
So certain stuff that, like Labella, uh you informing Labellus about how horribly it's going here in Niflheim, he does actually fuck with stuff that's already happened with that group.
ooh,
Just a small, just a small amount.
I apologize,
No,
but
it's okay.
Myra
It's
is
not. It's
20.
not. It seemed like it's definitely the most reasonable thing to do. I just didn't
Yeah,
think that was a thing that was going to happen. So,
Mhm.
uh, which is
you know,
also
this
a
is very
very
much.
like a 180. It's a nice 180 of your character to ask for help from your grandfather.
It's one of those things where it's just like, she has beef with. I also want to point out, I wrote this character to originally have daddy issues, not granddaddy issues.
Very shoes.
Um, but I'm like, she has a lot of reasons to be
Mhm,
less than pleased with her grandfather most of the time. But she is also 20, was very sheltered for the first 20 years of her life, and then got thrown headfirst into a war and then just saw an entire very skilled army get decimated.
mhm.
That is immediate, like, 8 years of age regression. I need to go tell my granddad right now. Help. It's the same thing as like when you like get in a car accident and it's just like, I need to call my mom.
Mhm.
Like, just simply
No, I
cannot.
get that. Um,
Just
and
the
then you get
deep
bored and
innate
you have to fight
like early
ants.
adult. Oh god. But yeah, I will say Dark Children would be cool. I have a feeling I would get a lot of fun RP stuff from going to Ampharina.
There are 2 other wizards
Oh god, that's just so. Also, at some point, if you could give me the exact amount of downtime we had,
Um,
so I could tell you what I
it's whatever
added.
downtime you need, really. It's like it's however long you actually want to have. Basically, it's not. There's
Okay,
not really any sort of concrete thing.
because I'm at the point where a lot of the spells take like 6, 8 hours to like
Hmm.
transcribe. So it gets to like where I'm like,
Okay,
because I was fully going to be like before everything
I'll
went to
say
hell, I was
probably
gonna be
like there
like,
would be about a solid 8 hours before the Aesir called a meeting, and that would probably be what would pull you away from the
that's
Aesir infantry, probably for the last time.
that's kind of where I was as soon as everything started to go wrong. I'm like, I probably got about 8 hours in. Cool. So I will add
Mhm,
those two, and I will also have just said I preemptively bought the components I need for certain spells and the paper I need for all of the spells.
mhm.
Um, so I don't have to deal with that later.
Okay.
But the two spells I will be adding are see invisibility and pulse wave.
Ooh, okay. Cool. All right.
Uh,
So, uh, for now, I'm gonna call the session for tonight. I'm probably gonna. It's either gonna be a poll, or I'm gonna just, or we'll just have a discussion in the chat. Whether or not you all want to leave for Emperina, or whether or not you want to continue on this broken crusade and take on the Dark Selder. Um, and I think with that, and then depending on that answer, I will actually probably be giving Myra even more lore that they would know about the Dark Seldarin, because surprise, they have
oh
some
boy.
sort of relation to the Southern Prince of Emperina. Uh, but yeah, that is going to be the end of this session for tonight. Thank you guys for coming on. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thanks for
Peace.
Bye
peace,
bye.
peace, peace.
Bye.